when I was in the 5th and 6th grade, a remarkable person who had a just dramatic influence in my life, my Sunday school teacher. Her name was Betty Buckendorf. She was a close friend of my mother's, but two things she taught us and that I'll always remember. The first one is, the reason I'm a priest, is that she shared with us how meaningful it was for her to receive communion. And I can remember how she cried as she told us how meaningful it was and how special it was. And I can remember the takeaway of about 12 of us was, wow, this is something very special. And I just remember Betty occasionally when I received communion. The other thing she told us was, and she was trying to teach us to pray, and it was less about words than trusting. And what she said was, you know, when you're able to leave everything in God's hands, eventually you're going to find God's hands in everything. And I remember that. It reminds me, and when you come to the church and in the parking lot, there's a beautiful oak tree in front of the rectory. And that tree is such a metaphor for our spiritual life. As that tree, when a tree grows, it spends as much energy developing its root system as it does growing up nice and tall that we all see. And that root system consists of a taproot which goes down very, very deep, right in the center of the tree, and it keeps the tree centered, and it goes down into the depths of the earth to get that nourishing water that it so needs. And then you have the other roots that spread out, and they keep the tree balanced. And they also spread out in the soil to get the nutrients to feed the tree. And I look at that root system of that tree. In our spiritual life, it's trust. In Psalm 13 and 52, the psalmist lifts up the steadfast love of God that lasts forever. And then in Psalm 91, the psalmist speaks of, you are my fortress and my refuge. In you I trust, O God.